Who is Malala? I am Malala and this is my story. At night our fear is strong, but in the morning, in the light, we find our courage again. Don't kill doves in the garden. You kill one and the others won't come. Education is education. We should learn everything and then choose which path to follow. Education is neither Eastern nor Western, it is human. Education is neither Eastern nor Western. Education is education and it's the right of every human being. Fancy hotels and meetings in palaces cannot replace the sense of home. Free as a bird. General Zia brought in Islamic laws which reduced a woman's evidence in court to count for only half that of a man's. He believed that lack of education was the root of all of Pakistan's problems. Ignorance allowed politicians to fool people and bad administrators to be re-elected. He relayed a saying from a story his father used to tell him, "A child is a child when he's a child, even if he's a prophet." I am in a country which is 5 hours behind my beloved homeland Pakistan and my home in the Swat Valley. I am very proud to be a Pashtun, but sometimes I think our code of conduct has a lot to answer for, particularly where the treatment of women is concerned. I don't want to be thought of as the girl who was shot by the Taliban but the girl who fought for education. This is the cause to which I want to devote my life. I don't want awards, I want my daughter. I wouldn't exchange a single eyelash of my daughter for the whole world. I don't want revenge on the Taliban. I want education for sons and daughters of the Taliban. I don't want to be thought of as the girl who was shot by the Taliban but the girl who fought for education. This is the cause to which I want to devote my life. I love physics because it is about truth. A world determined by principles and laws. No messing around or twisting things like in politics, particularly those in my country. I raise up my voice not so I can shout but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot succeed when half of us are held back. I tell my story, not because it is unique, but because it is not. It is the story of many girls. I think everyone makes a mistake at least once in their life. The important thing is what you learn from it. I think of it often and imagine the scene clearly. Even if they come to kill me, I will tell them what they are trying to do is wrong. That education is our basic right. I told him that instead of focusing on eradicating terrorism through war, he should focus on eradicating it through education. I told myself, Malala, you have already faced death. This is your second life. Don't be afraid. If you are afraid, you can't move forward. I was a girl in a land where rifles are fired in celebration of the sun, while daughters are hidden away behind a curtain. Their role in life simply to prepare food and give birth to children. I will protect your freedom, Malala. Carry on with your dreams. If one man can destroy everything, why can't one girl change it? If people volunteered in the same way to construct schools or roads or even clear the river of plastic wrappers, by God, Pakistan would become a paradise within a year. If people were silent, nothing would change. If they want every person in the world to be Muslim, why don't they show themselves to be good Muslims first? If we believe in something greater than our lives, then our voices will only multiply even if we are dead. Ignorance allowed politicians to fool people and bad administrators to be re-elected. In some ways, I decided, women are showpieces in American society, too. Is Islam such a weak religion that it cannot tolerate a book written against it? Not my Islam. It's not at all uncommon for women in my country to be illiterate, but to see my mother, a proud and intelligent woman, struggle to read the prices in the bazaar was an unspoken sadness for both of us, I think. It is my belief God sends the solution first and the problem later, replied Dr. Javid. It seemed to me that everyone knows they will die one day. My feeling was nobody can stop death. It doesn't matter if it comes from a Taliban or cancer. So I should do whatever I want to do. Kindness can only be repaid with kindness. It can't be repaid with expressions like thank you and then forgotten. Let us pick up our books and our pens, I said. They are our most powerful weapons. One child, one teacher, one book and one pen can change the world. Let us remember, one book, one pen, one child, and one teacher can change the world. Life isn't just about taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. My mother always told me, hide your face, people are looking at you. I would reply, it does not matter. I am also looking at them. Now, every morning when I open my eyes, I long to see my old room full of my things, my clothes all over the floor and my school prizes on the shelves. Once I had asked God for 1 or 2 extra inches in height, but instead He made me as tall as the sky, so high that I could not measure myself. One child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. 1 year ago I left my home for school and never returned. Our men think earning money and ordering around others is where power lies. They don't think power is in the hands of the woman who takes care of everyone all day long and gives birth to their children. Rather, I receive your bullet-riddled body with honor that us of your cowardliness on the battlefield. Read thousands of books and I will power myself with knowledge. Pens and books are the weapons that defeat terrorism. Some people are afraid of ghosts. Some of spiders or snakes. In those days we were afraid of our fellow human beings. Tell me, how can one live without daughters? The boys learn the Quran by heart, rocking back and forth as they recite. They learn that there is no such thing as science or literature, that dinosaurs never existed and man never went to the moon. The extremists are afraid of books and pens. The power of education frightens them. They are afraid of women. The only solution is education. Education, education. The Taliban could take our pens and books, but they couldn't stop our minds from thinking. There are 2 powers in the world. One is the sword and the other is the pen. There is a third power stronger than both, that of women. They told us if they kill all the lions, the wildlife will disappear. So now those who become warriors are those with higher education, not those who kill lions. Though we loved school, we hadn't realized how important education was until the Taliban tried to stop us. Going to school, reading and doing our homework wasn't just a way of passing time, it was our future. To sit down on a chair and read my books with all my friends at school is my right. To see each and every human being with a smile of happiness is my wish. I am Malala. My world has changed, but I have not. Told him that instead of focusing on eradicating terrorism through war, He should focus on eradicating it through education. Our news bulletins were full of killings and death, so it was natural for Atala to think of coffins and graves. Instead of hide-and-seek and cops and robbers, children were now playing army versus Taliban. We are told that SWAT is being sacrificed for the sake of Pakistan, but no one and nothing should be sacrificed for the state. A state is like a mother, and a mother never deserts or cheats her children. We felt like the Taliban saw us as like little dolls to control, telling us what to do and how to dress. I thought if God wanted us to be like that, He would not have made us all different. We liked to be known as the clever girls. When we decorated our hands with henna for holidays and weddings, we drew calculus and chemical formulae instead of flowers and butterflies. We Pashtuns are split between Pakistan and Afghanistan and don't really recognize the border that the British drew more than 100 years ago. We realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced. What a strange world it was when a girl who wanted to go to school had to defy militants with machine guns, as well as her own family. We were scared, but our fear was not as strong as our courage. When someone takes away your pens, you realize quite how important education is. You may belong to any religion or caste or creed, that has nothing to do with the business of the state.